Okay, this is Orlando Wilson. What I want to talk about in this video is taking care of the small details. And this applies not just to close protection, investigations, etc., but life in general. I put a video out recently talking about taking care of the small details. Because in my experience, and I've been in the close protection investigation business now for over 35 years in total. And in my experience, generally the big problems start with people missing out the little details. This especially applies to travel management, etc. So you must take care of the small details. If you take care of the small details, you're not going to, in my experience, you're generally not going to have the big problems. Most big problems start off with people missing a small detail at some point. I'll tell you a story, and this is relevant for close protection, etc. I was doing a course years ago when I was in the United States, in Miami. I had two guys turn up for the course. They booked a private course, etc. Two big guys, etc., etc. Ex-cop, ex-marine, done this, done that, been everywhere, knew everything. So I take it they wanted to come to me to do a course because they wanted to impress me and hopefully get work from me. They didn't impress me. And these are the guys, I'm always wary of people that talk too much about technical issues, etc. And they started talking about the different rifling and the barrels of different guns and the spins of bullets and all this. You know what? I shoot guns, I break guns. I understand guns, but I'm not that technical, because the gun business, the firearms business, if you're into, depending what sector you're in, if I was into precision rifle shooting, and I'm talking, for me, precision rifle shooting is out to 1 kilometer or more, then you need to know that type of thing. For somebody in my world, if you're just using firearms for defensive purposes, etc., if you're talking AR-15s, AKs to some extent, if you can't hit a target with a standard rifle out to 300 meters, then you're a waste of space. And it's not that hard as long as you can shoot properly. The trouble is most people cannot shoot properly. Anyway, back on topic, these gentlemen come to me for a course and they try talking to me a load of BS. And as part of the courses, we go out and, well, we used to go out and do things on the ground, and we go out and do exercises. Anyway, I took these gentlemen to one of the local shopping malls, and these guys said they had experience, they knew this, they knew that, etc. So I took these guys out to one of the shopping malls, and I say to the people doing my courses, treat the exercises as if they're real. And after the exercise, you need to ask yourself, do you think you would still have a job at the end of the day? And we went to the shopping mall in South Florida, one of the larger ones, and we're doing surveillance, counter-surveillance drills. They're following me around, etc., etc., all basic stuff. And again, of course, I'm losing people, because people, especially people that's overconfident, get complacent and they end up losing me. So we have to find each other again, etc., etc. Generally go to a rendezvous point, these days use cell phones, etc., but we always meet at a rendezvous point, etc. Simple, basic foot drills. Anyway, I can't remember how they done. I most probably lost them a few times, etc. Anyway, course was about over, time to go back to the office. And I said to the gentleman, okay, let's go back to the car. And they were looking at me, I was looking at them. I said, I'll follow you guys to the car. And this shopping mall, like a lot of large shopping malls in the United States, had like 4 or 5 different parking lots, multi-story parking lots. I most probably drove them there, or they followed me along, and that's it. And when I said to them, I'll follow you back to the car, then their brain started to tick, and it was a oh fuck moment, because they couldn't remember where we parked. I'd done this on most of the courses, and I would say about 95% of the students forgot where we parked. Why? Because they thought they relied on me to remember where we're parking, etc. So I'm an asshole. So what I usually do is say to the guys and girls, okay, I'll follow you back to the cars. And like, we can't remember where we parked, okay? Well, think about it now. If you're with a client, your client has just told you, yeah, go pick the car up, pick me up at this entrance exit. And a lot of the larger shopping malls have multiple entrances, multiple exits, in addition to multiple car parks. Client shopping, they're tired. They're going to grab a coffee somewhere near one of the exits, go pick the car up, meet them at the parking lot, meet them at that entrance. These guys couldn't find the car. They lost the car, like most people. And that should have been, for me, that's a learning. I tell people when you're doing courses, that's the time to make mistakes. And I generally make people make mistakes because you remember more if you make a mistake than if you've just been patted on the back. Anyway, these guys had a little bit of an ego, so the funny thing was, at the end of the course, once I guided them, once I actually walked them back to where we parked the car, I said to them, okay, do you think you would have a job, you'd still have a job, if you couldn't find your car at the end of the day? If you couldn't find the client's car? And they were like, oh yeah, fuck you. Their egos were, I can put it, a little bit too big. So they took that as, okay, they got belittled. They didn't get belittled, they got taught a lesson. So this is where you can be the biggest in your mind, the biggest badass person, etc. Weapons expert, know this, know that, be very well book read, and very much, well, these days, very much YouTube trained. And you might think you know everything, but if you can't take care of the small details, like where you park the car, where the client parked the car, how to get to certain entrances and exits because you didn't bother to take a picture of the layout of the shopping mall, or where you entered the shopping mall, etc. If you don't know where your car is, I don't think you're particularly going to last long in the close protection business. But there's plenty of people in the close protection business that can't find their cars. That's another story. Anyway, just a little example from my experience of why you need to pay attention to the little details and always remember where you park your car. Anyway, in the meantime, follow me along on social media. I've got a lot more of these videos up. We've got a ton of these videos up on YouTube, Instagram and LinkedIn. I prefer LinkedIn these days. We're up on the main platforms. We are shadow banned on YouTube, and it looks like Instagram we get plenty of views, but not many. The followers have been limited. Anyway, follow me along on social media. Any relevant questions, reach out to me. I have an array of books up on Amazon that talk about various aspects of the close protection business, etc., kidnapping, ransom, and investigations. We're getting our courses going again in 2025. We've taken a break because I've been too busy in other places doing other things, the same as the other guys, my other instructors, but we're getting things going in 2025. And as always, we do provide services. Our main thing these days is investigation and management services. If you've got projects that you're having issues with, or you have specific problems, reach out to me. We can have a conversation and see if we can assist you with your issues. In the meantime, be good, stay safe, and as always, try to stay out of trouble.